In today's video, I'm going to predict the future title holders in every division in the UFC. I'm going to tell you who's going to have the belt on December 31st, 2026. I'm also going to give you my alternate choice. And thirdly, I'm going to give you my dark horse. And then in an upcoming video, I'm going to tell you more about why I picked them as the dark horse. And I'm going to give you the betting odds for those guys as well. So stay tuned, buckle up, and let's get going. Let's kick things off with the flyweights at 125. Alexandre Pantoja is the current champion. I think we're going to see him either at the very tail end of 2025, but more than likely in January with the Paramount Plus deal, defend his belt against Joshua Van, who is the #1 contender right now. Now, we know that Alexandre likes to defend his belt. I see him winning and retaining the title against Joshua Van, even though I think Joshua is going to be a future champion. He's 23. I think he's still got to work on his ground game, and that will make him a more well-rounded fighter. Until then, I think the Pantoja defends the belt, retains it. I think we'll probably see him fight 2 more times in 2026. He's probably going to defend the belt against Brandon Moreno or Royval. That sets up a third fight, and I think the third fight is what's going to come in as one of my dark horses. I see that being Tatsuro Meira, Manel Kape, or my biggest dark horse, Ramazan Tamirov. So, summarizing everything, the title holder will be Alexandre Pantoja. My alternate is going to Brandon Royval. And my dark horse is coming in at Ramazan Tamirov. Coming in at the Bantamweight division, I've got Merab Dvalishvili as our current division champ. I think that we're going to see Merab defend and retain the belt 2 to 3 more times in 2026. I think his next fight is going to be up against the winner of the Nurmagomedov-Bautista fight. That fight, he'll defend the belt, he'll retain it, and then he'll probably fight 1, probably 2 more times. We know that he's a very active champion. We're here for it. I would love to see a forever champ in Merab. I think those next 2 fights are going to be with the likes of Petr Yan, Amin Zahabi, and my dark horse pick is Malcolm Wellmaker. So in summary, my picks for the Bantamweight division, Merab Dvalishvili retains the belt on December 31st, 2026. He still is the title holder. My alternate pick is the one who has given him the toughest fight so far, Umar Nurmagomedov. And my dark horse is Malcolm Wellmaker. Coming in is the featherweight division at 145. Our current title holder is Alexander Volkanovski. I think we're going to see Volk fight in January because it's the Paramount Plus launch, and that's a big fight. He's a popular fighter. His all-around superiority in the octagon is what has made him the champ and the superstar that he is. I think that fight is going to be against Lerone Murphy. I see Volk retaining the belt in early 2026. I think he's going to defend the belt mid-year. Is it going to be a White House fight? Not sure. But one thing that we are sure about is that it's going to be against Diego Lopez. Now, I think that this rematch of Volk and Lopez is due because we saw Diego learn so much in that first fight against Volk, and it made him rise to the next level against Gian Silva. And so I think that it makes a lot of sense to have Diego and Volk fight again. I think Diego takes the belt mid-year. And then I see Diego defending the belt towards the end of the year, running it back in #2 against Gian Silva. So, in summary, I think the title holder on December 31st, 2026 will be Diego Lopez. The alternate will be Gian Silva. And I don't see a dark horse for this division. And the reason is because there isn't any unknown that's rising through the ranks in this division. And given the timing of everything, I just don't see another fight happening between the middle of the year and the end of the year before Diego fights Gian again towards the end of the year. So Again, title holder, Diego Lopez, alternate pick, Jean Silva. All right, guys, we're talking about the lightweights now at 155. Now, this one gets very juicy, and there's a lot of scenarios in how this can play out. So it might get a little confusing. I might even confuse myself a little bit, so stay patient with me. Our current title holder is Ilia Topuria. We're not going to see him again in 2025. However, we could see him in January, given that the UFC is launching Paramount Plus. They're going to want superstars, big names on that card. I see that it's a possibility that we'll see Ilia against either Justin Gaethje or Paddy Pimblett on that card. Now, if it's Paddy Pimblett, there's a possibility that it could be in Madrid, given that both of them are Europeans. Can you imagine 83,000 fans at that fight? Would be an incredible card. However, if he doesn't fight Paddy Pimblett, I think he'll fight Justin Gaethje in January. Now, if he does fight Gaethje in January, I see him winning and then fighting again in June against Paddy Pimblett. Either way, he's going to fight Paddy Pimblett in 2026. Now, when that does happen in June on the White House card, he will dispose of Pimblett. He will then vacate the lightweight title, and then he's going to gun for what he's already mentioned, legend status, by fighting the winner of the Makhachev JDM fight. And once he chases that down, he will have legend status as the first 3-division title holder. So under this scenario, we now need a lightweight title holder. I think what's going to happen is Arman's going to win in his fight against Dan Hooker. I think we're going to see a vacated belt title contention against Arman Tsarukyan and Max Holloway. I think the lightweight division champion on December 31st, 2026 is going to be Arman Tsarukyan. Okay, so in summary for my lightweights, I've got the title holder being Arman Tsarukyan. My alternate pick is Max Holloway, and my dark horse is Benoit Saint-Denis. Now, you're probably asking yourself, where did that come from? You've got to watch my next video called Dark Horse, and I will tell you why I think they're great dark horse bets. Guys, let's talk welterweights at 170. This is also exciting because it could play out in a couple of different ways. Now, first of all, on November 17th, I believe it's November 17th. I'm pretty sure it is. Anyway, it's at MSG. We have the fight coming up between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena. I think this is going to be a great fight, but ultimately, I think Islam outgrapples JDM and he becomes the new title holder. He will have the belt in the beginning of 2026. Now, in our previous division, we saw that Ilia Topuria has decided to vacate. Depending on when that happens, we will next see Ilia and Islam fight. Now, whether that's going to be on the White House card or at the end of 2026 really depends on who Ilia is fighting in January or mid-year. So, for example, if Ilia ends up fighting Justin Gaethje in January, I think he'll fight Paddy at the White House mid-year, and then he will be available to fight Islam at the end of 2026. However, if Ilia fights Paddy Pimblett in, let's say, Real Madrid in January, then that leaves, I think, the most exciting fight ever, the White House card between Islam Makhachev and Ilia Topuria. I just got chills when I said that. So what that means is at the end of 2026, the welterweight champion will be, who am I going to say? Ilia Topuria. Did I just blow your mind? Or do you agree? I think you possibly agree with me. Anyway, let me go. In summary, I think at welterweight, our title holder is going to be Ilia Topuria. Our alternate is going to be Islam Makhachev. And my dark horse coming in for you is Khamzat Chimaev. Okay, guys, let's talk middleweights at 185. Our current champion is Khamzat Chimaev. Here's the problem, guys. I just don't think that anyone can beat Khamzat. I also think we have another challenge with Khamzat. what does he want? He doesn't seem to be chasing legend status or legacy status like Ilya is. He seems to be more money motivated. Also, we've seen health issues come up for him in the past. I just don't think we're going to see a lot of activity in this division with Khamzat defending his belt. We know he'll fight once, maybe twice. I think the three likely opponents for Khamzat in this division are Rainier de Ridder, Fluffy Hernandez, and Imavov. Out of those three, I think that RDR is the most likely to get the fight against Khamzat. I like Fluffy better as the opponent. I just think he has good striking and ground game and will give Khamzat the greatest competition. But who knows? I think it's likely going to be RDR. No matter, I think at the end of 2026, the title holder will be once again Khamzat Chimaev. My alternate is either Fluffy or RDR, likely RDR. And my dark horse coming in for this division is nobody. I just don't think that, given the timing, given the frequency of Khamzat's willingness to fight, that there's just really no one else that's going to come up that would qualify as a dark horse in this division. All right, everyone, I'm bringing in the light heavyweights for you at 205. So we have a new light heavyweight champion in Alex Pereira. Very exciting. But this has kind of changed the landscape of everything because Pereira has mentioned that he doesn't want to weight cut down to light heavy again, and he wants to move up to heavyweight. At the press conference, Dana seemed open to the idea of Alex moving up. I think there's a likelihood that this is going to happen. So my prediction for a light heavyweight is that sometime mid to late spring, we're going to see a vacated title fight with Carlos Ulberg and Yuri Prohaska. And I think that good likelihood that Yuri Prohaska is going to win. I'm not tied to either one of them winning because my prediction is that there's going to be another title match, probably October-ish of 2026. And my prediction is that that bout is going to be between the winner of Ulberg and Prohaska, and that winner will fight Magomed Ankalaev. And so my prediction is that December 31st, 2026, our light heavyweight title holder will be Magomed Ankalaev. My alternate is Yuri Prohaska, and my dark horse coming in for you is Khamzat Chimaev. Okay, everyone. So had I filmed this video before UFC 320, this would have been a very different landscape. But post 320, I mean, the world has shifted. Everything has changed in the light heavyweight and the heavyweight class. And the implications of these changes changes things even more because what I'm about to tell you gets the egos going of other people who I think are going to want to fight even harder at the White House card, or maybe even again at the end of the year. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on here. So in the heavyweight division, our current champion is Tom Aspinall. Now, Tom is set to fight Cyril Gane on November 21st at UFC 321. My prediction is that Tom is going to win. He's going to end 2025 as the title holder for heavyweight. He will defend the belt. We're going to go into 2026. Tom will be the champ, but here's what I think is going to break the world and break the internet. I think Alex is going to move up to heavyweight, and I think we're going to see some really interesting things happen. The White House card fight for heavyweight is going to be Tom Aspinall and Alex Pereira. I don't think it's going to stop there. I don't think that tells us the story of who the heavyweight champion will be on December 31st, because there will for sure be another fight at the end of the year. And here's where it gets interesting. At that point, we know that Alex Pereira will be chasing legend status. He, along with Ilia Topuria, will now be hunting for that 3-division champion status. that no one has yet. We know Ilya wants it. And now, just with this hint that Alex Pereira wants to move up to heavyweight, Ilya's now got a competitor making a run for what he is coveting, is that 3-division belt. I think there's a good chance that we could see something insane. We could possibly see Ilya and Islam on the White House card, and Alex Pereira and Tom Aspinall on the White House card. So we might, for the first time in history, witness 2 fighters getting a 3-division champion status. And depending on who is the main event, one might get it before the other, literally just within 25 minutes of each other. So we're making history right now in the UFC. This is just very incredible. So, but moving on is who's going to be the heavyweight champion on December 31st. I think what's going to happen, my prediction is it's going to be one of 2 fighters. If Tom loses and Alex wins, making him the 3-division champ, all of this is going to stoke a lot of talk that Alex Pereira is now the GOAT. And this is going to get John Jones's juices going. And as fans, like, this is going to be incredible. I think there's a good chance that we're going to see John Jones and Alex Pereira late 2026. And so this means that my prediction for the heavyweight champion of the world on December 31st, 2026 is Alex Pereira. My alternate coming in is Tom Aspinall, and my dark horse is John Jones. All right, there you have it, guys. My predictions for all of the champs in every division on December 31st, 2026. What did you think? Now, I know there was some craziness in here, and I know that you've got a lot to say. Give me your comments. Before I let you go, I want to ask you to click on the link in my description box for the sister video to this video. That's where I'm going to take you through my betting picks. I'm going to put cash on the predictions that I've made today, and I'm going to tell you why I'm picking it, how I'm doing it, and I'm also going to give you a little bit more information on why I came up with the dark horse bets. That video is called My Best UFC Futures Picks and High Odd Dark Horse Bets. So click the link in the description for that. And what do you think? I know I've made some crazy predictions, but let's face it, it's crazy right now in the UFC. There's so much that can happen, a lot of excitement around what just happened in 320. And I think that coming in with the White House fight and Dana saying that it's going to be history making, I believe it. And so give me your comments below. Let's convince on all this stuff. And thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys real soon.